Is 50-50 even a real thing as it pertains to relationships? Yeah, some people much more rather it be 100 on 100. Okay? But it's 50-50 a real thing. And what are we asking for when we asking for 50-50? We are asking for people to put 50% of their energy in, 50%, and you put 50%, and we both put 100%? Or do you supposed to come with 100%, and I come with 100%, and we can make this thing happen? This conversation happens because in the last few years, the conversation of 50-50 been coming up. A lot of people feel uncomfortable, okay? Especially a lot of women feel uncomfortable, okay, when they approach with the idea that they have to go half, okay, of what the man is putting forth, okay? You see, because some people don't want to put up 50-50. Some people don't want to put up half of the energy. And then also some people only coming with 50% of their energy anyway. Okay? 50% of their energy anyway. Okay? So yeah, some people is rubbed wrong with this conversation. It's not only a masculine thing or a feminine thing, but this is also a masculine thing. I will say this. 50-50, okay, only works when people aren't chasing monetary assets, when you're not chasing money, okay? Because if the idea is we both are the 100%, then 50-50 works, okay? We're gonna put half of what is required for the whole, no matter what is required, okay? But we need to understand that half don't always mean money. Some people make more. You know how rare it is for two people to make the same thing in a relationship? Half don't mean money. Are we catching that? If he make 100,000 and she make 40,000, her 50 is 20, his 50 is 50. For us to get to that 70, that's a different energy. Okay? So what this means is, it can't be about money. It must be about energy. It must be about love. And it must be about the status quo of the relationship in general. The status quo of the relationship. What is the goals? This is why I like the idea of 100 and 100. Okay? 100 for 100 works. Let us both put in 100% of the energy. Because some things is going to be needed at different times. Sometimes people going to need to tend to the garden. Sometimes some people going to need to, okay, get materials. Sometimes we're going to need to be making things with our hands. Sometimes we're going to need to put things together. Sometimes we're going to need to be teaching the offspring and teaching our youth and teaching the young. Sometimes we realize that some things you can teach and there's some things I can teach. Sometimes you may need to be left with the babies while I go out with the ladies. Sometimes you're going to need to be left with the babies while I go out and do some man things. Like bring more assets into the equation. Okay? Sometimes, okay, we need to understand that 100% is what we really asking for when we think of 50-50. Anytime it come down to something is petty as us tallying where and what is going to which place, we allocating different things, okay, that may not be the best relationship you need to be in. You may need to be in another relationship if 50-50 is the topic of the conversation. You know what this means when a person begins speaking about 50-50? Okay? This means somebody feel like they're losing or going to lose within a relationship. Yup. They start saying, how much you got to put to it? How much you got to put to it? That's like those people that offer to take you out and then ask you how much you got. That ain't fair. I don't care if it's a friend, a date, no matter what it is. Okay? Anybody offer to take you out. If I'm with a group of men and I say, come on, y'all, we're going to go out and we're going to have lunch. The tab is on me. I decide to put 100% into this relationship. Anytime we start asking for half, 50-50, or a percentage, that means I feel insecure and I also don't feel like you're worthy of my 100%. So that ain't the person you need to be around. Okay? So I think we need to get out of the conversations of 50-50, have more conversations with people who are ready to give 100 for 100. That's worth more. That's more valuable. Okay? That mean you understand the value of yourself and the value of an individual. Okay, and we ready to increase each other's values because you give 100, I give 100, we at 200%. We ain't never finna lack nothing. Okay, we ain't never finna lack nothing. Okay, yeah. So nevertheless, hopefully we are manifested better relationships. Hopefully we are producing men and women that understand what it means to be the divine aspects of man and woman. Which means for a divine man, it means that I'm going to be her son, I'm going to be brother, I'm going to be husband, and I'm going to be father. And for a woman, it means I'm going to be daughter, I'm going to be sister, I'm going to be mother, and I'm going to be wife. Okay? When you can feel these feelings in the counterpart or the person you're dating, that's how you know that that's the person you need to be with, in case you ever wondered, in case you ever questioned it. Okay? Nevertheless, I ask you, if you received in any way, shape, or form from my content, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube. Okay? Make sure you have your post notifications on. You can watch these broadcasts and live streams at your leisure. You can share them with the people that you may need to share them with. Okay? And you can enrich yourself because we enrich each other here. Okay? We are community. Remember, community is wealth, and we enriching ourselves and the people around us, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Enriching and focused on enrichment. Okay? So for that matter, our slogan here is, let's get rich.